and welcome to the 30-second Jollymun Podcast with Alfie Carter, nobody else other than the two people listening. Woo! Cool. It's a lovely Tuesday day. It's 11:03 in the morning, and I've got my blinds shut, but yeah, it's kind of grey. Never mind. All right. Well, it's still a lovely day because I'm independent of my weather, of the weather. All sorts of fun going on. Today I'm going to do a food review, which goes on my Instagram page. So I need to sort that out. Going to go to a chicken and chip shop, my local one called SLS. It's very popular amongst pretty much everyone. You know, every kind of area's got a chicken shop that everyone loves, and it becomes people just say, oh wow, talk about words, talk about lack of being able to produce them. So actually, in my area, there are two that used to be quite popular. Because when I used to play rugby, people on the way back would go into a chicken shop, for example. Now you had one, Dallas, and Dallas had a far superior chicken burger. The fries were also much nicer and more dry, and more like French fries as opposed to the soggy, wet, limp chips that most of us are accustomed to. But SLS, which is where I will be heading today, for a couple of wings. I'm not going to order too many. Just need enough for the food review. They have superb wings with just enough spice. They would tend to be rather large and enough, not batter, but like coating where you enjoy it. But it's not like, oh my god, I feel like I've just bitten into like a grease-filled zit, for example, when you bite into it. So that's the kind of competition that we have locally. And I'm going to be going to SDS and doing a food review. That'll be up this evening. And also I need to keep planning my Nelson Mandela video that we're all aware of, because I keep forgetting. I need to find a day where I'm just going to walk probably I don't know, 5 to 8 miles I think it will be. But I keep doing these shifts where I'm walking around for like 8 or 9 hours, and then it's like, ugh, the next day I kind of just lie down all day rolling about and not going shopping like I should be. It's okay. I'll find a day. I mean, at the end of the day, what did Nelson Mandela do? He only spent 80 years fighting pretty much one of the most intensive schemes of segregation and oppression in the last 100 years. He only spent 80 years combating that. He could have done 90 years. He could have done 90. And so that's why I keep telling myself when I keep putting off this video. Really amazing guy. He lived to 95, born in 1918. Died in 2013. I remember when he died. We were having our lunchtime assembly, and at lunch they do this little talk where they say, everyone stop eating, even though we've had you in lessons for the last 4 hours. You've been studying non-stop. We let you have 15 minutes to walk around outside. Don't run around. Don't touch each other. Those are the rules at my school. Hey, don't be in a group bigger than 6. These are all legitimate rules at my school. Now what we're going to let you do is we're going to let you eat. So do you mind just eating for 5 minutes? Oh, wait a second. I just need to talk to you again about integrity, even though I've done this every single week for the last 5 years. So that was my initial reaction to this little reflection that we had. And then they said, oh, Nelson Mandela passed away today, and I didn't really know what that meant. But I knew he was I was 11, so... I knew he's a big name, but I embarrassingly always used to get him. I found him and Muhammad Ali looked slightly similar, and because I suppose I was quite visual, I kind of couldn't really tell them apart, so I didn't really understand. But now I feel like I made up for my sins by reading his book. And that's anyway. That's just my history with Nelson Mandela. What else am I going to do? All sorts of things. It's the Blackberry season, people. Don't forget to go around and pick up your blackberries. There is free food on trees around all sorts of green areas. They are on brambles. I always find a bramble tree quite a beautiful thing because although it's prickly and it's horrible and it's invasive, sometimes it produces sweet fruit. And I think a lot of people are like that. You know, deep down, even the most brambly people can produce enjoyable experiences, I think. And yeah, so I went and picked loads of blackberries with a friend. I find it so fun. just like you just eat. Like you can just pick and eat. It's actually just I've become a primitive being again. Even though there's like people cycling past me and I'm using Tupperware containers, I still feel marginally primitive until I have to take my earphone out to hear what my friend said. I mean, I still feel quite primitive. It's definitely primitive. I'm just foraging really, in my expensive shoes. I'm just foraging. But it's cool. And then you're kind of leaning into the bush and you're trying to reach for that extra voluptuous blackberry that's a little bit further in than the others, and all the people that have gone venturing for blackberries before you have failed to reach that one. They've all failed because it's still there. That means everyone's failure. That's a failure of humanity due to that blackberry still being there. So I kind of lean in. I'm quite a tenacious man, and you kind of lean in onto the blackberry bush, and now the blackberry bush is kind of like holding you up, and it's like holding your weight. And you're leaning in, you're trying to reach the blackberry right at the end, right? And you're leaning in, but then you remember that blackberry bush is really spiking. You're basically just impaling yourself on a bed of nails to reach this blackberry. So you pull back, but then you've realised, oh no, wait a moment. I'm leaning. There's nothing. I can't push off something because it's all brambly. So then your friend has to pull you out by your arm, and then you remember why humanity fails. Some things are just out of our reach, no matter all the technology. Well, I suppose we could just get Elon Musk. We could get a drone or something to fly in and pick that blackberry. Yeah, that's what tools. That's what we do. Humans, we make tools. There's this book called *Sapiens*, and my phone's buzzing. Let me mute that. But I'm a very, very popular man. I'm a very popular man. Sorry, I've screwed that up. I was joking around I posted a little jokey thing about these people called Forex traders. I don't understand what they do, but it's something to do. I really don't understand it. Anyway, so this Forex trader, you give them money and they invest it. I'm pretty sure it's a scam. Anyway, but you get all these they're all these white guys in skin tight jeans, and they're saying things like, "Well, do you want to make 300 quid a month, 300 quid a day with just not even doing anything? Yeah, 300 quid a day without doing anything. Do you want that?" And I'm like, well. It sounds pretty good. There you go. Do you wanna what did he say? What did he tell me? He told me on this little advert. He said, you can work from anywhere in the world from your or from your home, and that for me was kind of like, oh dear, poor chap. He believes that I do not live in the world. Poor guy. And he said, all from your phone. Anyway, I'm put it this way. I'm not going to give him any of my money. Forex traders, they've all got their back caps on backwards, and you go on their Instagram page and they're in Dubai and they're all pasty as fuck. It's just why are you doing this to yourself? Money is not just because maybe you've had the money to go to Dubai, don't get sunburnt just to prove that you've got money. And maybe it works, and I'm being daft. I tend to earn my money the old-fashioned way, which is by working, and it's working okay for me. Working at the pub, yeah, works pretty well. Man, I think the comedy circuit's starting to waken again. The beast is waking up. This open mic circuit. One of them is doing a hybrid thing where you can. Ugh, sounds awful, but you can apply to do a spot online, and they have a screen, so some people are on stage performing and some people performing through the screen. I'm not gonna fucking do that, sorry. Also you have to put a £10 deposit down so that the pub can make their money. I'm just gonna wait, I think. I mean, I know this is what I want to do with my life, but still, come on, don't take the mickey now. I just can't wait to get back and hear all these in lockdown everyone was just being crazy. Why was everyone having toilet paper? Haha. What's toilet paper gonna do? Haha. All that shambolic jesting. I really can't wait to hear all these bad COVID jokes. I find it really funny, but yeah, it's just kind of sad, really. Come on, as a performer who has the ability to talk about anything they've experienced all over the world. They could have researched anything online. They literally have more information available to them than what we expect to be any other species in the world, and we still managed to spend 80% of our time on the open mic circuit making like kind of weak jokes about probably COVID. But it's okay. So we're all learning. I mean, God forbid, some of the things I thought were like mildly funny. I was never rude, but I mean, just Alfie, what were you thinking? Yeah, not rude, not sexist, none of that, but just like bad. It's okay. It's okay, because I've done a good gig or two. Yeah, I sent a couple of the videos to. Well, a couple of my friends wanted to see the stand-up. I sent it to them, and they enjoyed it tremendously. One of them really, they both really liked it, so that felt really good. But that's just like my best gig I've ever done. It was the Gong Show one, the Blackout. So, hey, that's fine. So yeah, pretty scary showing someone your stand up. It's just like, I don't know. It's just sort of like, no, it's not actually that scary because I'm not. My stand up's pretty tame. It's not gonna like, no one's gonna judge me based off it. They're probably just gonna be like, wow, he actually does stuff. And I'd never really say I never really say, oh, I'll send it to you. No, that's not true. I've done that. But I try and, if they seem interested, then I'll send it. I don't really want to force things. Because stand-up's kind of strange in that way. If I was just like a painter, and I was like, oh, like, here's some of my paintings, people can go, oh, okay. But I find stand-up a bit more personal, which is why I think it can be incredibly good, but why it also makes you feel a bit nervous sometimes. I'm saving, you know how I said if anyone even listens to this regularly, few podcasts ago, I said I was going to try and do some things for the homeless, and I've applied to Crisis. We can all do it. Together we can end homelessness, is their slogan, and I believe it. So that's what I've done. It was pretty fun. You basically just walk around, what's it called, steaming clothes. It's pretty good, steaming clothes. And that's pretty much it, really. Steaming clothes and selling things at the till. That's cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, I feel like this has been a very enjoyable podcast, but I've sort of we've gone a bit flat. It's a bit early in the morning, I think. I'm not really used to doing it like this. I've done the special move where I've moved my pillow to the other end of the bed. So now I just swap. So now I sleep the other way. Like my head where my feet, and my feet used to be where my head is. I just find if I can't sleep, then if I do that, then it's like, my brain's like, we've gone to bed now. We're in a whole new bed. I understand. Alfie's trying to sleep. He hasn't been trying to sleep for the last 45 minutes, lying in the position that's identical to the one he's now in. No. He's found a new spot. He's found a hole, and it's much much more comfortable. I'm kind of, and it tends to work actually. That's the strange thing. It does tend to work. Yeah, my little like tooth. If you grind your teeth, they give you this plastic mold to put over your teeth. I've like grinded it down. It's a beautiful world. Teeth grinding and all, it's still a beautiful world. Yeah. Oh dear. Completely run out of steam. No, I haven't. Never run out of steam. I'm like an intensive steam. I'm like a southbound steam train. Don't run out of steam. We use steam a lot in the world. So what we do with steam is we do things like, when we have a nuclear power station, right? All we're doing is we're kind of, okay, I'm going to simplify it. I studied it for A-level physics, but let's just keep it really simple. We blow up atoms, right? And they release like crazy amounts of energy. It's really hot. And then the water gets really, really hot. That surrounds the atoms, or that's with the atoms. So the water gets hot. And then all we do is the water gets so hot that it becomes steam. So it's greater or equal to 100 degrees Celsius. Then, at 1 atmosphere pressure, by the way. And then we just push that steam through a tube, and then it spins like just a windmill, basically. Or like, you know, you go to a beach and you have these little handheld, little like colourful thing, like little, I don't know, turbine things. Just imagine, and we just blow it, and then we go, okay, now this thing's spinning, it gives us energy. Come on, have we not got past spinning things yet? We've been using them for ages. There's got to be something better. Evidently there isn't, considering there's probably millions of IQ points. Well, not IQ's kind of I don't understand if that helps with physics, but just clever people, and they can't think of anything better. I doubt me sitting on my podcast shirtless is going to really just boost the... I'm not bringing anything new to the scientific table. That's what I'm trying to say here. Anyway, everybody, it was lovely to have you here. I hope you enjoy the podcast. Have a good evening and day. Goodbye.